What is going on, everybody? We are back with another reaction video. Thank you so much for joining me today on this beautiful day. I hope you all are doing well today. And to all my new supporters joining me, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Today, I will be reacting to a highly recommended video. But before we jump right into this disturbing video, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on so you do not miss another one of these reaction videos. And if you would like to recommend some of these amazing, disturbing videos for me to react to, please feel free to spam my comment section. Here we go, man. Today, I will be reacting to 10 most evil Canadians in history. Now, this was a shocker. This title right here was a big shocker, considering how nice Canadians are. I mean, my goodness, it's almost hard to believe that Canada has evil criminals. Let's jump right into it, man. I couldn't wait to react to this.
Joseph Alber Gay.
There we go.
Years after getting married to his wife Rita, Joseph Alber Gay met a younger lady with whom he struck up a romantic relationship. Determined to spend the rest of his life with his newfound lover, Gay devised a plot to get his wife out of the picture. To achieve this plan, he sought the help of two accomplices, his friend Marguerite Pitre.
Oh, no. I'm getting goosebumps already.
And her brother, Généreux Rouet, who was a clockmaker. In 1949, Gay persuaded Rouet to build an explosive device, which he then checked into an airplane Rita was going to board. The device detonated during the flight, killing all 23 people on board, including Rita. Gay's heinous plan may have succeeded, but he was also put to death after being convicted of the crime. Russell Williams. For 23 years, Russell Williams was a decorated pilot and officer of the Canadian Armed Forces, rising to the rank of colonel. Williams was the commander of Canada's largest military airbase when he was arrested in February 2010 for the murder of Jessica Lloyd.
Williams' arrest hit like a bombshell.
He had been connected to the crime through the tire tracks found outside Lloyd's home after her disappearance. During police interrogation, Williams confessed not only to Lloyd's murder, but to multiple assaults and also breaking into women's homes to steal their underwear.
Yeah, 60.
You got to be some type of sicko. You got to be sick. I mean, you got to be sick in the mind, man.
Pieces of theirs.
He would then take photographs of himself wearing these garments. At his trial, Williams faced various charges, including murder, assault, and 82 counts of breaking and entering. He is currently serving a life sentence.
How do you feel?
Goodness.
Like what? Disappointed.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
It's quite horrific that sometimes it's the ones who are supposed to care for us that end up harming us. That certainly was the case with Elizabeth Wettlaufer, who worked as a nurse in multiple healthcare facilities around Ontario.
I done heard too many stories about these nurses playing foul, man. You gotta start doing some background checks. And like, I don't know, weekly, I'm gonna say weekly, not annually, you know, weekly mental checks or something to make sure these people are good and stable. Drug test too is necessary. All that. We want all that. No, because these people got the ability to inject stuff in our bodies, take our blood whenever they want. Who gonna tell them something? They the doctors. We don't really know nothing. They really know what they're doing. Nah, I'm good. This is exactly why I don't like going to hospitals now, because you could be the nicest person in the world, but we still got some cruel, evil people out here. They could be evil, disgusting, or they could just be straight up prejudice. What? And take me out. It could go vice versa for any race. And this is why I don't go to the doctors. I don't go to the hospital. This is exactly why.
Ontario.
Because soon enough, she'd be working night shifts.
There's night shifts.
The nurse on duty,
night shifts,
responsible for all the medications. She was the keeper. She was the boss.
During this time, Wettlaufer murdered 8 elderly patients of hers and attempted to kill 6 others. She committed these crimes by injecting her victims with the diabetes medication insulin, which, when administered in high doses, can lead to coma and death.
Most of them lived at this care center in Woodstock, Ontario. In a chilling confession to police, Wettlaufer claimed they were annoying, stubborn.
She making me mad just looking at, look, throw her in the slammer, okay? For life, no parole. She's making me mad. Just looking at her is getting me aggravated. I don't even want to see her in this interrogation room, okay? I don't want to see her behind bars. Oh, I want to see her behind bars. I don't wish the penalty on anybody. I don't wish the penalty on anybody, man, for real. That's traumatizing, especially since your family gets to watch. They get to witness that, those last moments of you being alive. Canada abolished the death penalty in like 1963. They did that in 1963, man. January 1963. That's the month. I was trying to remember the month. I think the last penalty was like a double hang or something.
Even wanted to die.
Wettlaufer also had substance use disorder, and while at a rehab facility in 2016, she confessed to her despicable actions,
This is what I've been
chalking them
talking
up to, quote, surges beyond her control. In 2017, she was convicted and handed 8 consecutive life sentences.
She said she was sorry, but sorry's too late, it's already done.
Luka Magnotta.
And so I was on Facebook one day and I found
threw her in a crazy
post. A lot of people have been feverishly posting about a video that was online.
In 2010, multiple videos began appearing online which portrayed acts of animal cruelty being carried out by an unidentified man. The clips caught the attention of a group of online sleuths who were able to identify the man as Luka Magnotta. Soon after, another video...
Yeah, Luka looked like he out of his mind a little bit. I don't judge books by its covers, but guys, I'm a good stereotyper.
By Magnotta surfaced. Only this time, he was no longer inflicting harm on an animal, but a human being.
It was no longer a game of online. This was real world.
The victim in the recording was an international student from China named Jun Lin. Magnotta had lured Lin to his apartment, where he murdered him and then mutilated his body on camera. Magnotta fled the country afterwards, but was eventually arrested in Berlin. The investigation of the case became the subject of a highly controversial Netflix documentary.
They finally caught him. And it was just like the perfect way for Luka to go down. Luka was caught in an internet cafe because he couldn't stay away from his vanity.
Clifford Olsen. Dubbed the Beast of British Columbia, Clifford Olsen was a serial killer who rained terror on young people in the area in the early 80s. Olsen claimed 11 lives in less than 1 year. He was finally arrested on August 12, 1981, after a failed abduction. What makes this case even more outrageous is the controversial plea deal Olsen reached with the authorities. In exchange for confessing to all 11 murders and leading police to the locations of the victims' remains, Olsen's wife and child received 100,000 Canadian dollars. He was eventually sentenced to life in...
Okay, before I say something that I regret, do you guys think his family deserved that money? Although they may not be guilty, do you guys think that they deserve that money? It's not like he's getting it. He's not touching that money. So, okay. They gave his family some money so they can be well taken care of. Or, have some money to manage them for the time. Depending on what they choose to do with it. But because if this was United States, they ain't giving you nothing. They ain't giving you nothing.
In prison before dying of cancer in 2011. Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka. The crimes of killer couple Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka are arguably some of the most horrifying...
They wave like that. Why they wave at us like that? Like, he looked crazy.
Crimes of killer couple Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka are arguably some of the most horrifying in the history of Canada. Even before meeting Homolka in October of 1987, Bernardo had committed multiple assaults, mostly in the town of Scarborough, Ontario.
The damage that it did to those victims was unreal.
After the couple began dating, Homolka became an accomplice to Bernardo's sadistic crimes, aiding him in the assault and murders of at least 3 young girls, one of whom was her own sister Tammy.
Homolka didn't lift a finger to save her.
You offed your sister? And you... How was he able to find somebody just as crazy as himself? I'm impressed. I'm impressed. How do you find a lover, a partner that is interested in taking lives with you? How do you find that type of psychopath? I mean, what app can I go on to find these people? Huh? Or something.
Her sister from Bernardo.
Upon their arrests, Homolka turned on Bernardo, claiming to have been forced into participating under the threat of violence.
I was going to say that.
Bernardo was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment, while Homolka was found guilty of the lesser charge of manslaughter.
Since then, she's kept a low profile, going by the name Leanne Teal.
Marc Lépine. To date, the École Polytechnique Massacre remains one of the deadliest mass shootings in Canadian history. The ugly episode, which was perpetrated by 25-year-old Marc Lépine, occurred on December 6, 1980. Which was perpetrated by 25-year-old Marc Lépine, occurred on December 6, 1989, and left 14 women dead, and an additional 14 other people injured.
Soon, news of a crazed gunman started trickling out, sending anxious families into shock. But no one knew anything for sure.
Fueled by his frustrations with feminism, Lépine walked into the École Polytechnique de Montréal and specifically targeted women in the institution.
He yelled at the guy that they have to leave the classroom. 9 women all together in the corner of the room. He told us that we were there because we were feminists.
At the end of the ordeal, he took his own life. The massacre acted as a catalyst for stricter...
I'm getting tired of hearing these stories like this. Like, I'm getting tired of hearing them endings. Like, it's too easy. You can't traumatize the people in this world like that and kill people and want to live so evil and cruel and unholy, and then you want to take your own life? How you gonna off yourself like that was that's the easiest decision? You don't want to do the prison time. You just gonna off yourself now. Like, oh, game over. Like, you people make me sick. You people make me sick. I know the gun law is a little different out there in Canada, but you telling me right now, if this situation were to go down in the United States, you telling me he would have walked out that building alive? Because a lot of females in the United States are packing a pistol, are packing some type of weapon, some type of lethal weapon. Yes, trust me. Whether it's in a holster, I've seen it for myself, whether it's in a holster, it's in their purse, or it's tucked in their pants, or it is tucked in their bra. Yes. Covered with a hoodie, yes. They got something on them. Women are vulnerable, man. They're easy targets. So, yes, they need some sort of protection. They need some sort of protection. And it's a shame that we got to walk around like this, man.
Gun control laws in Canada, and its anniversary is now observed as the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women.
These women's respective lives and destinies were shattered, which has left us with the obligation to reflect on this loss.
Gilbert Paul Jordan.
Like, just the gun laws would come in handy over here in the U.S. in that situation. Because let there be a mass shooter in that building. Now, what if one of the Samaritans have a legal firearm on them? Come on now. Take him out. If they're trained, they're going to take him out. They're going to do what's best for everybody, including themselves in that building. Versus this situation happening in another country where little to nobody walk with guns, okay? Besides your police, your armed forces.
Known in the media as the Boozing Barber, Gilbert Paul Jordan was a Canadian serial killer who found an unconventional way to kill his victims. Instead of conventional weapons, Jordan's was alcohol. A person who misused alcohol himself, Jordan would pick up women from bars in Vancouver's downtown East Side and ply them with drinks. Once they had blacked out, he would then force feed them with more alcohol until they overdosed and died. He mostly targeted Indigenous women in the area and is believed to have killed at least 8 women throughout his spree. Unbelievably, Jordan was only found guilty of manslaughter in 1 case and served just 6 years in prison.
Get the
Inderjit Singh.
Oh, you what? I'm so disappointed it went to the next clip. I wanted her to be like, but. I rewinded 10 seconds like it was going to change something.
And served just 6 years in prison. Inderjit Singh Rayat. Before the 9/11 attacks, the deadliest act of terrorism in the aviation industry involved Air India Flight 182. On June 23, 1985, the plane left Montreal for London, but exploded in midair, leading to the deaths of all 329 passengers and crew.
There are memorials across the country to honor the victims. The sundial on Toronto's lakeshore marks the moment that changed hundreds of families' lives.
A second explosive device was aimed at another flight, but it detonated earlier than expected and killed 2 baggage handlers. The event was masterminded by the leader of the Babur Khalsa separatist group, Talwinder Singh Parmar. Parmar persuaded a member of the group, Inderjit Singh Rayat, who was a mechanic and electrician, to build the incendiaries used.
For some, Canada's worst mass murderer is considered a hero.
You would think that people would have moved on from those radical thoughts from 30 years ago, and we're at a new place in our history.
Of all the people involved, Rayat was the only one convicted. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our...
15 years for blowing a plane up? 2? That's it? Man, I know people that got 12.5 years. I know people that's still in prison right now doing time for robbing a store. No weapon either. So you can get 12.5, you can get 15 plus for armed robbery with no weapon. But you get the same amount of time for blowing up 2 airplanes. Which one killed 300 people. So you blew up a plane. Not only did you blow up a plane, but you took 300 lives.
To our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Robert Pickton. Possibly one of the most prolific serial killers in Canadian history, Robert Pickton was a pig farmer whose large farm became the site of his despicable crimes.
Oh! You see, they got me thinking like these psychopaths now. I'm already imagining what he doing. You said a pig farm? You said a pig farm. He probably got all type of machines in there and everything. They be chopping the meat up, they be chopping the bones up. Oh. let's just listen. Let's see.
In 2007, Pickton was convicted of the second-degree murders of 6 women, although he confessed to an undercover agent that his actual victim count was 49.
The hours and hours of tapes and thousands of documents make up a staggering amount of evidence that until now could not be reported.
It's believed that Pickton's murderous spree began in the mid-80s when he inherited his family's farm.
I think he acted alone most of the time, but I don't think he acted alone all of the time.
Together with his brother, he hosted raves that were sometimes attended by up to 2,000 people, some of whom became his eventual victims.
He actually set up the circumstances in these raves that they were having to lure effectively a kind of steady stream of prey for him. So in that sense, I don't know how much of it was a conscious effort on his part and how much of it was just circumstantial good fortune as far as he was concerned.
After killing them, Pickton reportedly gave their remains to his pigs. He was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for 25 years.
And you was feeding the human remains to your pigs? You ain't got no respect for nothing. You ain't got no respect for nothing. If you guys enjoyed this video just as much as myself, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on so you do not miss another one of these reaction videos. Please feel free to spam my comment section and use that suggestion link down below in my description as well. And please share this video and this channel to your friends and family member guys. Whoever you feel may be interested in joining us to watch these disturbing videos. Once again, I will catch you all in the next reaction video. Stay safe, and please, everyone, feel free to let me know what you thought about this video and what you think about these 10 psychopaths. How do you feel about these 10 psychopaths? And do you think their fate could have been much worse? Please let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I will catch you all in the next reaction video. Stay safe.